Well, actually, he's done stuff. I mean, he was a WWE champion, an ECW champion, WCW champion.
Who's more deserving in your mind?
Well, there's one person that hasn't. He's been. Well, he's not technically wrestling now. I think he might have retired or something. I don't know if he's really retired or not. But there's one person that should be in the Hall of Fame, and that's The Rock. Nope.
No. I'll agree that both of them deserve to be in. But
CM Punk.
I tell you, I'm gonna tell you, he's been inducted.
Yeah, he's already in.
I'll give you.
That was like years ago.
It was like a year after he died. They inducted him. But I've heard, as much as a lot of people have issues with it, I heard that there is a possibility they may go ahead and induct Chris Benoit in.
I seriously doubt they're going to ever induct him ever in the Hall of Fame.
I've heard that they're thinking about it.
The way of WWE's perspective, they want to distance themselves from Chris Benoit. They just wanted to move on from him. The way WWE sees it, they don't want to put him in the Hall of Fame because of what he did. Well, yeah. Only a few people, not everyone. Jericho hangs out with him all the time. It would be interesting, though, to see him on the Talk as Jericho, though. I mean, like, David Benoit looks a little bit like Finn Balor. Yeah. He looks a lot like his dad. I still think that they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame, but put Daniel Bryan in the Hall of Fame. I just don't think it's right now. I don't think they're going to do it this year or the next year or in the other years. I think
maybe next year, but not this year.
Maybe in about 5 years.
I think it'll be less than that, and I'll tell you why. You got to look at the stuff he's done away from wrestling for the WWE. I mean,
there's one person that I don't get why they haven't put him in the Hall of Fame yet, and he's still wrestling in the WWE. He wrestles briefly, but he's been in the business for almost 26 years, and that is The Undertaker. That guy, he's a fucking legend in the ring.
They're not gonna. They said they're not gonna induct him, and he's asked them not to induct him until he officially retires.
Well, that's the thing I don't get. I mean, Undertaker, he's been like wrestling through the whole eras. I mean, the Golden Era, the Attitude Era, the New Generation Era, like every era, like he's fought.
But he told them he did not want to be inducted until he retired officially. He said that to the WWE. He said he wanted to wait until he officially retired before they inducted him.
Shit.
And they agreed that they would allow that.
There's one other person that I don't get that hasn't been in the Hall of Fame yet, and that's Triple H. He barely wrestles now.
But Triple H cannot be inducted.
Why?
Because he is part of the everyday running of the business, and he cannot be inducted until he gives up all responsibilities.
That shit doesn't make any sense. I mean, commentators could be commentators could be inducted to the Hall of Fame. Hell, Jerry the King Lawler, he was a Hall of Famer, and he's a commentator still.
Yes, but he's not a part of the board of directors. He's not a political member of the sport. That's the difference. He's not making everyday decisions that represents the sport. So until Triple H says, I give up all my responsibilities of WWE, then they can induct him. When Vince McMahon gives up the rest of his responsibilities, they'll induct him. If you notice, they didn't induct Vince's father until after Vince Jr. was completely in charge. That's just the ruling.
There's only one McMahon that I know that could be in the Hall of Fame.
Shane.
Mm-hmm. He's not with the WWE. He's not technically working with them, so he could be potentially in the Hall of Fame.
He is part of the board of directors, but he's not. He's not currently making any decisions. And the reason why, do you know why he's not?
Well,
huh? Do you know why?
Why?
Because he is he's so busy and so concerned with his wife and kids. He's got a wife and kids that he's taking care of, and he said that he did not want any part of of making decisions for WWE. He wanted to focus on his family, which I respect that. I can understand where he's coming from. How about you?
What?
Him not wanting any part of running the company because he wants to focus on his wife and kids.
I can respect that too, but at least he can. If he doesn't want to run stuff, he could at least be there on TV. He could at least like just return to the WWE.
No, what I'm meaning is he does do some stuff behind the scenes here and there, but he does not want to be known as him doing those things. He doesn't want a lot of people knowing he's doing them.
Wow. Okay.
Like, do you know who is technically the person that does the scouting and goes out and looks at and determines which independent wrestlers make the cut and to get to come in?
Triple H.
Shane.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that. I thought it was Triple H.
Triple H has a lot to do with that, but Shane is ultimately the one that sits down and goes, well, this guy's been scouted by our scouts. I give my approval to this person. I think this person will be a great candidate. Go sign this guy. Triple H goes out and goes, well, on behalf of the WWE, we would like to offer you a contract. And that's how it works.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah. A lot of people realize is there's a big group that makes the decisions, but the only people you see making decisions is Stephanie and Triple H, and there's more to it than just them.
The thing is, though, nowadays, when a talent is brought to the main roster, now I'm not saying like AJ Styles, I'm talking about like anybody else. Now, if they get bring into the main roster, it's some sort of going to bring a backlash into it, because there's going to be, the talent that they brought in, and they use them well for about a few months, and then a few months later, the big backlash starts when like that talent is like sick and tired of this, whatever kind of reason, and he'll just leave. Some sort of like that. Either that, or another reason, because they don't have anything to do with them anymore.
You want to know one of the biggest reasons a lot of those guys leave?
It's because of the what's the word to say it?
The politics.
Yeah.
It's those people like, and I'm gonna name off the guys that play the politics and are in the immediate spotlight and are secretly working as a board director. And they're not maybe legitimately part of board directors, but they help the board directors out with decisions.
Now, John Laurinaitis is one of them, right?
John Laurinaitis no longer works for the company.
Damn. So
Okay.
what was the whole thing of him being there last night? I mean, he was wearing a suit and all. Like he was like the talent, like he was still the.
I mean, he works for the company, but he's not part of the board of directors. He's
Yeah, but
just,
he's the talent relations.
you know, no, he's not.
No?
They say that.
Oh.
Do you know those people they bring in as fakes and stand-ins and all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of your fake stand-ins. They pay him to come in and to play that position, so the person that really does that position is not known by the public.
So he basically doesn't work for the company.
Yes. They pay him to make appearances. And they pay him good to do that. Do you know what he actually... He does work for the company, but you know what he actually is?
What?
He's a trainer.
Oh. Is he like a performance center, or is he like a trainer for a wrestling school?
Both.
Wait, John Laurinaitis, wait, are you saying like he works for
He works with Jason or Albert, whatever you want to call him. Tenzai. Many different names. He works with him. Now, okay, the people that are part of those politics that lead to all these guys leaving. And when I tell you these names, some of them are going to surprise you, some of them are going to say, ooh, I knew that. Randy Orton, the board director. John Cena. Guess what? He works within the company. He is technically part of the decision making. Okay? That's why he gets all the publicity he gets. Kane. Glenn Jacobs.
Well, I already knew Kane would be, because he's a libertarian.
Okay. Now here's some of the more shocking ones. Okay, who's a guy that, no matter how horrible he is, they keep him on the roster and they keep giving him opportunities?
Heath Slater.
No. I'm talking somebody that's got title opportunities who haven't deserved them.
Title opportunities, and he's never deserved them. Are we talking about a past superstar or a present superstar, or
Both.
ooh, shit. Is it Big
Okay,
Show?
I'll give you... No. Okay, Big Show is one, but that's not the one I was really talking about.
Okay.
But yes, sure, he is one. Yes, there you go. That's one. Okay, how many title shots has